Mayor of St. Louis catching heat over her plan to give loans to people driving with expired temp tags. The administration is setting aside hundreds of thousands of your tax dollars for this deal. Everyone from citizens to aldermen are weighing in on the deal, as Elliot Davis shows us in tonight's You Paid For It.
Mayor Tishaura Jones' administration wants to give a break to some of the folks driving around with expired temp tags. It's one of the hottest issues all over our area. The mayor is setting aside $350,000 of your tax money to loan folks money to pay for registration and insurance to make their license legal. At the Board of Aldermen today, Alderman Joe Vollmer is one of those who doesn't think much of this deal.
So what do you think about the mayor's program to try to loan money to folk who don't have the proper tags?
Well, you're taking money from people who paid taxes and giving to people who can't pay taxes. What's the next thing they're going to do? I need bullets for my gun. Will the city provide bullets? I don't know where this is going.
The mayor's office issued this statement to me saying, the aim of this forthcoming program is to get drivers with expired temporary tags right with the law in a way that helps them stay compliant and insured. The program intends to provide participants who may not have been able to afford paying the entire amount of the tax owed up front with the ability to become compliant through more manageable monthly repayments.
Doing anything we can to destroy what people who pay taxes and make their living and try to do things right, we're going out of our way to help the people who do everything wrong, it seems like. If you can't afford to drive a car, then maybe you should use public transportation.
But some aldermen I talked to, like Alderman Rasheen Aldridge, agree with the mayor on this deal.
I think this is a good start. You know, it was one of the pieces of legislation when I was a state rep I tried to work on. I think this is a great way, instead of just criminalizing people, trying to give them a second chance, a little bit of a break, an extension.
It's not an extension, it's a loan.
Well, it's a loan, but it's a
loan of taxpayers' money.
Well, actually, it's ARPA funds, so it's not taxpayer money.
Yes, it is. Federal funds are taxpayers' funds.
It's funds that we got due to the pandemic.
But it's still tax money.
I think it's a good way to use taxpayer money.
So while Mayor Jones wants to give a break to people with expired temp tags, St. Charles taking the opposite approach. I talked to the mayor who's getting citizens to turn in people with expired temp tags. The New York Times did an article on the St. Charles temp tag program. Mayor, you guys took the opposite approach. I mean, you're wanting citizens to take pictures. How is that program going, first of all?
Went very well. We had over 4,000, I think 4,615 sent in, and they're still trickling in right now. We took action on them. When you buy the car, you know you're going to have to pay sales tax. So my solution is you should have bought a little less car.
You don't think you should have taken a kinder, gentler approach, Mayor?
Me? Tell that to all the people who paid their sales tax.
The state has passed a law to require the dealer to take out the tax when they sell the car, but that's going to take a couple of years to implement.
So what do you think about that idea?
I think it's a good thing because people need help.
I don't think they should. I think that people should be responsible for their own stuff.
Right now, the mayor's program is in its early stages with requests for proposals. The program does not exist yet and won't for many months. You can bet a lot of St. Louisans are going to be weighing in on this one. I will keep you up on this deal. After all, you paid for it.